How's it going, everybody? Jody in here, back in Stormworks with our steam locomotive, or I should say my steam locomotive. so, um, yeah, here it is. Haven't completed it yet, but we're working on it. We're working on it. There's a few things I might want to change. I was thinking about it after I finished the last video, and I was wondering if I could make it more so that it seems like the smoke is coming out of the chimney instead of vents at the top of the chimney. I don't know if I can do that. I don't know if I can make it like that. It would almost have to be. It would almost have to be something like this, with the vent there. That might work. I mean, I wish I could do something about these, but I can't really because they don't have a piece that comes up and goes down. They have a piece that comes up and goes flat, and they have a piece that doesn't have, another edge to it. But they don't have this piece to fill in here, and then maybe go back down. There's no piece like that. So making small bowls that are, you know, rounded on the outside just isn't a thing. So we'll try that and see how that works. See how that works. Unless anybody can think of a way of filling this in, I don't think there is. There isn't. Because in order for me to make this a bowl, I'd have to do that, which screws up the outside. And then I would have to make the outside bigger to compensate. So I don't know that I want a bigger cap on this stack. Let's just quickly see what it would look like. I can always slap the undo button. So with a stack that has that on the inside, and I want it to be, if I wanted it to be round on the outside, it would have to be a lot bigger. Like we're talking mundo bigger. I don't know if I'm gonna like that. I like it being that big. So we'd have to do this. And then we'd have to, like that would, those would have to be squares. So square off these. And then we'd bring it down on the outside like this. Which, arguably that's not as rounded as the bottom is. Not even near as rounded as the bottom is. Hmm. So if I wanted to do that, I would have to clone that to the bottom. Oops, I didn't mean to take that out, but hey, whatever. I guess if it's out, it's out. So I'd have to basically let's selection grid this and grab as much of here as we can. That's good. And we want to copy that, flip it upside down, bring it down to here. Paste that there. Okay. And can I merge that to that? Yes, I can. Okay, now I need to clear out this section. It needs fixed. That is our drain right there, so I need to open this up and yep, and put that pipe back in. I can't do that like that. So we'll squeeze that in there like that. here we go. We got our pipe connected again. All right. And on the back here, we need to, we don't actually need this stuff inside here sloped in at all. We don't actually need any of that in there. That can be wide open. All we really need is these guys on the corner like that. Like that, like that, like that, and like that. Just like that. And then we can have our smoke coming out of there. We'll fill this in. Well, I don't know if I like the shape of this anymore, because it's not really not round anymore. It's got flat fronts to it, which I could, like I said, I could fill this in, these front sections in to make it, less boxy. It's kind of boxy now. There's a few things I could do to fix that. I could come under here with, edging and sort that out. So in order for that to happen, I just remove these corner blocks here, 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 and here. And what I do is I put these in. So it gives that little bit of spread before you hit the big guy. You put these in underneath here. Give it that octagon look, or not octagon, hexagon look. Put these in down here. And now you have a ball, more of a ball shape, so it kind of helps it out. Kind of helps it out a little bit. And then you just leave the face flat, because if you start messing with it, you're going to end up with points like that. And that's not what we're going for. Not what we're going for. Although I could put accents on it to give it a little bit of character, maybe, or you could put, the number on the side, maybe, or down the side here, or, put a train number across the top. But I think that's good. I think that's kind of a nice looking stack there, I think, and it looks more like a stack. The smoke will actually come out of it instead of just on the top of it. So I think we're good there. And I did put a water drain on that, right? Yes, I did. I did dump the water. Okay. Okay, so we do have a water dump on that. So air will go this way, or air can come in this way, and the water can go out that way if water comes down and in here via that pipe. Water can go out and it can dump right out the front here onto the wheels. there's the exit pipe for this side, and then there's an exit pipe on the other side, and it can dump the water right out onto the wheels. So there we go. All right. So I think we have everything in here now. We have exhaust. We have air. We have all the valves that we're going to need for making this thing move. And each movement zone has its own valve. So we have the valve for the back tires, or the back wheels. We have the valve for the front wheels. We have the main valve back here that allows the air to go to those where is it? Right here. So this is the main valve right here to send steam out completely. So I mean, we'll have that closed when we have no steam. We have our overpressure valve, which is this guy. If we build up too much steam, we'll trigger the overpressure valve, and and put it straight to the condenser. We have the side piston here, and it's on a control valve, so we can control the speed of it. That of course is used to generate power for our battery system here. And we need our battery system for various things. Oh yeah, last episode we ended with needing a way to refill our water, and we did that here with this winch on the side, and we're going to put a desalinization plant under the back here. Even though, you know, steam engines rarely had desalinization plants, we are going to have one in this one. So yeah, that's a thing. That's going to be a thing in this build. Our own little desalinization plant for cleaning up salt water, turning it into fresh water, and then we can store that fresh water. So we're going to bring pipe all the way up the side to here. Actually, maybe we're not. Maybe because we only really need to go to the front of the tanks, the desalinization tanks. So if I'm going to put the tanks there, if this is where they're going to end, I only need pipe up to that point. So I need a pipe that goes in. I need a corner pipe that comes in from the side, like that. And I need a corner pipe that comes out from the side, like that. And then in between those, I need straight pipe. So just like that. That'll get the fresh water from back there to up here. And then up here, we'll have our, I'll have a set of, not necessarily T's, but we'll have a set of pipes to hook that up. So on our other side, over here, we're gonna have an inlet right here. We have to run this inlet all the way back to the back of the desalinization tanks. So this has to go back here. Okay. Back there. Oh yeah, I put this wall in just so I can build on the tanks. Yeah. Okay, so we'll have that come back to here, and these tanks will be sitting here waiting to get filled. So we'll go with, yeah, why not? 1, 2, 3 downs, and then I need this way. That back one, I need a T with a branch off. T with a branch off for this one, and another T with a branch off for that one. Okay, so those are all hooked up. I need a corner like that. That has to go all the way at the end. And we do a straight row up to here. This is where we go up. This is where we go up into the cab or whatever we have to do here. So I need 2 pipes here. I need a pipe that comes down, takes a corner, but also comes out. So this pipe. Okay. And that appears to be right. Okay. So this pipe is our dirty water, as we say. And we need a straight pipe to come from the back here to the front. Remember, these desalinization filters don't require power. They require pumps, but they do not require power. So we're pretty safe in just pumping the water through them without running into any incidents. We should be pretty safe doing that. So piping, we're gonna take our pipe here, and I think this is the pipe we need. No, it's not, because we need a T with the L. There. So this pipe is going to go there, there, and now I need an L with an up. There. And these pipes up here are just going to be, oops, bam, bam, and bam. Okay, now I need to build this exact same pipe setup, but I need it for the other side. So the best way I'm going to do that is grab, clear that, grab that pipe, and spread it to that pipe, copy, do a rotato, put it back one, come on, boom, and that will connect all those up. That's the output. So let's paste that in. Where's that paste? Paste, and then merge. Merge that to that. Okay. So now we have the back tanks completely hooked up on both ends. So we have the pipes going in into all these tanks back here and coming out. And when it comes out, it goes to that wall over there. We have the second row of tanks coming in here and connecting up. And then we will have them also come out the front like this. So I'm going to go back to here. I'm going to bring this forward because we're gonna need pretty much the same connectors, a little bit of a difference, but we'll need pretty much the same connectors. So we'll bring this forward to the front of the tank. There. We'll attach that like so. Merge. Where's our merge? Merge, merge, merge. Merge that to that. Okay, so our fresh water's coming in here, getting joined by more fresh water, and that'll go to our storage tanks. But we have to put our desalinization things in here, so that's what we're doing now. Here, let's grab the tank. Shit, which way is what? What way is what? If I put this, what way's the back on this one? That dirty water? That's fluid in. Okay, good. Finally, they go the right way. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. All right. We already had one there, so 6 in total. Now, in order to get that water up to the tank, I'm going to have to run some pipes and some pumps. So here, I need a new pipe, a different pipe, I should say. And it's got to come forward. It's got to come forward. So what I need is an X with a pipe out the side, just like that. Okay. So we put that right there. Now we want a flow valve here because we don't want backflow through here. This is one way only. We want water coming in from there only. We don't want water going out. Now we need an air drain because we don't want to be putting air through our system, or we don't want to be storing air, I should say. Oh, actually, we've already taken care of that, haven't we? Yes, we have. We've already taken care of that contingency, so I don't have to worry about that. Okay. Here's our pump, which is going to pump up from there. Connect to that. Yeah, we already took care of the air in the system, or we didn't, but we had an idea of how to. So I'm going to take care of the air right here. So we're gonna have this cut out here. We're gonna have this cut out here. Okay, and we're gonna put in a T. Actually, I need to go one more there, one more there. Okay, so we're gonna put a T here. And some might call this overkill, but I really hate when my pipes get clogged up with air. So I definitely don't want to do that. So we're gonna put valves here. Oops. And these are some nice valves. We have a gas relief valve we're going to put on the top. There and there. We're going to have a fluid relief valve, which we're going to put on the sides. So our liquid relief valves, there and there. Now, if we just leave it like this, it's going to bring air into the system. So we need to stop that from happening. So we'll put a corner pipe, even though I don't really want to, be going into the area that I'm going into. Maybe I should put this above the firebox. You know what? I'll move this. Whoops. Oh, for crying out loud! Undo. I'll move these pipes above the firebox. So I want to have that way, this way, rotate. Come on. There. There. Okay. Now we have our one ways, so we can't get air back in the system. One way valve there. One way valve there. Put a T to bring these together, like so. Then we put our exit valve. I should say our fluid port end, they call it. Call it the fluid port end. So this will be a water or an air escape for this back pipe. So air can escape out this way and out this valve. But fluid cannot escape out that valve. Fluid cannot escape out that valve. It's stopped right here. Fluid will go through here, will not go through here. And air will not come back through this because we have a one-way. So we're good there. That'll stop any air from getting into the system. I should say that'll stop any air from getting into the boiler. So, and on the other end, we do the same thing right. We can actually do the same thing right here. We can move these one-ways. Just shift these one-ways out of the way. Put them over here. Really simple task. Because we don't want backflow out of these tanks to go into the condensers the wrong way. I think the pump would stop that from happening anyway. I think the pump works as a one-way valve, but we don't want it to happen regardless if we have that safety there or not. So we'll put in our liquid relief valve. That here and here. And I should actually put one in the center here too, because we don't want any fluid in the system. Oh wait, I'm doing that backwards. Hold on. Let's go back. Okay, the actual liquid relief valve I need to have here, because the air will be coming from these tanks. So I need to have the liquid relief valve here, so only liquid can come through this pipe. That's better. Okay. Now I need this here, like that, this here, like that, and now we can put our, actually, you know what? I want to put them across the roof, so let's rotate those so they're up, and then we can put the pipes actually across the roof instead. Oh wait, no, I can't. Oh yes, I can. There's enough space there. There's a hole there. Okay, so we'll put our this is our gas relief valve. This is our gas relief valve on top. Okay. Thought we didn't have the space here to curve it around, but we do. So we have our gas relief valve. This is going to be a little sloppy here, but it's the price of squeezing things in. We'll have our gas valve come down. We need our one ways, but we'll curve it back towards the roof first. There, and then we'll put our one ways out only, and then we'll put our exhaust. our fluid port ends, I should say. So there. So now we can have air escaping the system on this side. We can have air escaping the system on the other side. So if we pump air into the tanks accidentally, it's got escape routes, and that's what we need. We need escape routes. Should air get pumped into the tanks? Now, our problem is going to be this guy. I don't know if I should connect to here, or if I should bring the water fill. I should probably bring the water fill over here, so it's more direct into the tanks instead of being at the boiler. So I might have to change. Where that's coming up, or I should say, change how that's coming up. Because right now it's coming up straight into the pipe there. It's going to pump itself straight into the pipe there, and I don't know that I like that. I don't think I care for that at all. So, that said, I think what I'm going to do is put the pump there. We'll put the pump there, down here. Okay. Which will bring it closer to the boilers. Now, we're going to come up with the pipe. We'll go one out, and up. Can I fit my one way in there? I think I can fit my one way in here. Yep, okay. Got my one way in, which is important because that's, like I said, that's your lift gate. If you can pump past that, the water can't flow back. So that's our lift gate. Okay, and then we'll put a T there. We'll bring it out on both sides. I'm gonna go to symmetry mode, even though I probably shouldn't. So we'll bring this out. Oh, I have a space underneath. Yes. Oh, I'm brilliant. Look at that. I do brilliant shit by accident. How about that? I didn't know I had a space underneath. Awesome. Okay. So we're gonna come this way. We're gonna erase that. We're gonna put a T in there. Like that. We'll have the T come out to a curve that way, and we're gonna put another one-way valve over here. So this is gonna be kind of like a step. It'll one-way valve to the next one-way valve, and hopefully that'll allow this small pump down here enough push that it can push the water up and then flat, and then once it gets past this, it'll force it up into the tanks. So I'm hoping that's how that's gonna behave. Okay, so we have our desalinization plant hooked up. We don't have any pumps or anything for it yet, so that's going to be our next phase of work here. We need to put a pump under the floor so we can pump in water. And I think we're going to need more than one, because it ain't no easy thing to pump water up 40 meters. So we'll do 2 pumps. Hopefully that will be enough to get that water up into the train from, wherever it's coming from. So here we're going to need an angle down that way. We'll go white block and angle down in that way. Okay. And we are hooked up to our winch. So now we have the winch with the pumps on it right here. And we need to get that over to here. We need to get that pipe over to here, which is going to be really, really easy to do because we're going to do it through the floor. So we will remove these and go right over to this corner. Actually, that should be far enough. We'll have our water pump come out there. We'll have a T right here. This is the magic of Stormworks. This is whenever anybody say, you know, how do you make that work? You fit shit in wherever it'll fit. If you don't have space, you make space. You just kind of stuff in whatever you got to stuff in. Okay, so there, and then we can put a straight pipe there, and that'll fill that in, and return the outside to, you know, normal appearance. So we'll go straight pipe here, bring that across. There we go, and then we close this end so we can't see the pipes. There we go, and now we have this. This looks normal. Doesn't look like there's any tampering or anything that's been done under here. Yeah. Oh. Well, let's just fill you in and make sure over here it's fine. Okay, good. All right, so we now have our pumps. We have our pipes connected to our desalination plant, which is under the floor. I mean, steam engine with a desalination plant. How awesome is that? So we can purify our own water. We can purify our own salt water, and then we can pump that into our water storage tanks. So on the outside here, all I really need on the outside here is a fluid anchor. So I'm going to need a fluid hose anchor. And on the other end, I'm going to need a duct, a fluid duct that I can put in the water. So I could do that a few ways. I can duct in water a few ways. So I could put, the fluid exhaust on the end. I think that'll work. I could put one of these ports on the end. I'm pretty sure that'll work. I could put one of these on the end. I'm pretty sure that'll work. That allows fluid in and out of a fluid system. So, I mean, there's different ways of doing it. I think I'll go with this one. Because it's a nice clean fluid port. So I can put that on the end there, and that's basically it. I just drop that in the water, and away we go. But to start off here, I have to have this actually connected to something, because otherwise it's just gonna be stuck against the train like it is now. So it needs to be its own separate object. Cannot be merged with the train at all. Has to be free dangling, as they say. Free dangling. So we'll do that, and we will cut. We'll put it where it's going to dangle, which is pretty much there, and then we'll paste. And then we will use our little rope anchors, which are here, and we'll attach those together, that to that. So now we have, I made two of them. Oh, because I've still got my thing turned on. That would do it. I made one for the other side. Erase. We're not getting that complicated. Okay, so this is all connected now. We need controls to winch in and out, but that's fine. I can just tuck those right here. I can just tuck a thing right here, a console there, right there. One of those ones that has the two gauges, or the gauge and the two buttons. Yeah, I can have a gauge. I can have an up and down button, and I can have a button for to turn the pumps on. So I could do all three out of that one block. That'll work. I think they're called displays, even though it's not really a display. It's a instrument panel, but it comes up as a display. You can search the word display. So there's our instrument panel that we can use for pumping water. And we're going to have, let's look at it. We're going to have instrument one's going to be a gauge, which is what we got, a dial gauge. We want 0 to whatever. It's going to be a big number, because it's whatever the tanks will hold. Instrument 2 is going to be a button up, arrow button pointed up. Okay. 3 is going to be a, let's go with a flip switch. That's going to be our water pumps on off. This is going to be our winch in. And then instrument 4 is going to be an arrow down. A button. Oh, no, I want an arrow button. Arrow button down. Oops, down. I should set that to a toggle. Arrow button down, and that's going to be our winch out. So we have winch out, water pumps, winch in, and our dial indicator. So we're all good here. Water storage level. There we go. So that's going to be channel 1, channel 2. I should probably do winch in, winch out as 2 and 3, and then this should be channel 4 for the water pumps. So I need to write that down, because once I get into the controller, I'm not going to be able to see what's what. So grab my pad of paper here. You always, when you're working with Stormworks, you always keep a pad of paper handy. What is this pad? Oh, I got all my radio video stuff is on this pad. There's my calculations for the different towers. There's my tower frequencies, their distance, their actual distance. This is their measured distance if I was walking. There's the bearing information. Interesting. All right, so water storage level. Okay, so channels 1 to 4. I got 4 channels. First channel is a number. Channel 1 is a number. Channels 2, 3, and 4 are buttons. Okay, so those are Boolean. Channel 1 is the dial. That's the water level. 2 is, what did I say 2 was? Winch in. Winch in. 3 is winch out. Out. And 4 is water pumps. Now, watch this magic. Because I should already have, whoops, I should already have control boxes for this. So, this is the genius of microcontrollers. And close these guys off, so I know what they are now. Go into our microcontrollers, we'll type in composite. Scroll down to our customs, and what do we have here? I have 4-channel button input to composite out. I have 4-channel number input to composite out. I want a composite in to button out. Okay, so that's 4-channel button out right there. I only need 3 channels, but that's 4 channels. So I can take that, I can use this. We'll just sneak it under the floor here if it'll fit. I think it'll fit. Will you fit? I'll rotate you properly, will you fit? Sure. There we go. Okay, and now I need a 1-digit composite, which is number 2 composite. Yes. Yes, number 2 composite. Okay, there we go. And that's going to be, it should already be channel 1. Let me put it closer. Whoops. That's already going to be channel 1. Perfect. Okay. So, now if I hook those up, I go into logic, go into composite, I should have 2. Yep, I got 1 from the button, I got 1 to it. Nice. So that's already set up. Now, the composite number, that has got to be the sum of all of the sum of all of those water tanks. Oh god, I am so glad I built some big adders. And then these guys are going to be buttons. So what did I say for my numbers here? I said winch in is 2. So there's channel 2, goes to winch in. Okay. Channel 3 is winch out. Channel 3 is winch out. So there's winch out. And then channel 4 is our water pumps, which we have here, and beside it, here and here. So those are our water pumps for the desalinization plant to bring the water in. Okay, so everything's hooked up except for the numbers off of our. Dear God, what have I done? Okay. Count with me, shall we? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. We have 22 water tanks. Oh, what's my adders? Please tell me I got a big adder. What's my biggest? My biggest is a 10. So we're good. We're good. My biggest is a 10, so we can add up 10 on either side and then split the difference at the very end. Okay. We're good. This is gonna suck. This is gonna suck so bad. Oh, you have no idea. Be glad you're not the one doing this. Okay, so I need to turn that on because it looks like the one place I'm not gonna want to place the other one. Okay. All right, there's our adders. Oh my mother of mercy. I'm gonna paint them green just so they stand out. Oh wait, what did I do? Oh shit, I got the whole paint mode. There we go. Okay. Oh my god. Okay, so that's going to handle 20. What did I say we had? 22? So I'm going to need a 4 adder at the end. Because I'm going to need to add 2 extra tanks plus the total I already have. So I'm going to need 1 quad adder right at the very end. Which, you know what? I'm going to bring it back here. We'll just slap it on the roof here. Turn that off. I only need the 1. Oh my. We'll slap it right there. Okay, so let's do the easy shit first. So that's gonna be 10, and then we're gonna have 2 here at the end, right? Is that did I do that right? Did I add that right? I hope to God I added that right. So that one there, add those, and then add these 2 last tanks. Tank content. Add that tank content, add that tank content to there, and that should be, once I have everything hooked up, that should be the total, which we will then output to our little gauge down here. And pray like fuck it does it right. Oh my god. Okay, now we gotta connect the rest of these tanks. This is gonna be nightmare. This is gonna be an absolute nightmare. Okay. Oh, this tank's backwards. All right. Tank content. Okay, tank content. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I better not be 1 short. 7, 8, 9. You bastard. Oh, I'm not 1 short. I'm not 1 short. Haha. It's like I've grabbed that guy already. Okay. So 9 and come on. Tank content. There it is. And 10. Perfect. All the tanks added up. Oh, I also have to change all these to water. Did I already do that? I already changed them to water. Okay. Yay. Oh, no, I didn't. No, I didn't. 2 back tanks did not get water. Okay, water. Water. Okay, make sure these are all water. Good, 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 and good. Make sure these 2 top tanks for coolant are water. Okay, we're all fresh water. All right. Now I gotta hook up this side. Back to our logic. Tank contents. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 7, 8, 9, and 10. Oh shit, I still have to add the boiler. I haven't added the water from the boiler. Ugh. Okay. Oh wait, no, I don't have to add the water from the boiler. I don't have to add the boiler water, because when I'm going to be pumping in and filling these tanks, I'm not going to be... The boiler's going to be closed. When I have the pump running, the boiler's going to be closed. That's going to be one of the contingencies of that running. Automatic closure of this valve. But this valve is also going to be controlled by a Lua script, so I need to... Wait, what's going on here? Why? Where's the two buck? Where's the... Huh? What the frig happened here? And why is there... Oh... Oh no, I had symmetry turned on when I put those pipes in. Son of a... I didn't realize I had symmetry mode on when I put those pipes in. That's fine though. It shouldn't be any more damage than that. I was like, where did my coal storage go? You deleted it, dumbass. Okay. Coal storage is back in, right? Yeah. And those are coal. Coal, 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 coal. And this only allows in... Wait, how did that reset? I had this set to only coal. Did I move that? Or did I change that in any way? This one... Yeah, that one stayed coal. That one was set to more than coal. That's weird. Alright, save it again. Okay. I think we're about ready to test this thing out. We need some controls still, though. And I have to start working on our actual control script. Because we can't just pop open the boiler and you know, hammer down, away we go. I really have to work on the script here for the valves. Now, I believe these have wheel slip, and they do. Okay, these have wheel slip. So I'm going to control their throttle through my my wheel slip train controller. This one that monitors 4 wheels and then adjusts the clutch and throttle. I'm not going to adjust the clutch because we don't have a clutch. What I am going to do though is use the throttle to adjust the steam. So if the wheels are slipping, it'll change the steam valve to a more appropriate value, so the wheel slip goes away. Because on a steam engine like this, you can't. There's no clutch. There is no clutch. So it has to be done through the valves, the system valves. So that's what we're gonna do. So I'll have my no slip train controller, which you can see how big it is. So I'm gonna need one for the back and one for the front. I'm gonna stick them on the sidewall here, right above the batteries, so I can see them and so I know where they are. So there's the back, there's the front. Okay, the output for those, the logic output for those. We're gonna have no clutch output, but we will have a throttle output. That throttle output, which says output to motors, but it can work for valves too, because a valve is the same thing. It opens and closes 0 to 1. And same with this guy, it opens and closes 0 to 1. So I might have to make an adjustment to bring it down to 0 to 1, because I think this puts out 1 to 100 or 0 to 100. So I might have to change that so it only outputs 0 to 1, which is super easy to do. I just divide the output by 100. But yeah, it should be all right. A clutch compensation we're not going to have, um, and we're not going to have the output to the clutch. So we will. The clutch compensation we can actually still read out because the clutch and the throttle are going to have similar things. So very, very small edits to the script. I can actually change the clutch compensation to actually output the throttle compensation instead. And that way I can see what's going on with the throttle as well as see what's going on. You know, I can see what it's doing. I can see what the front's doing. I can see what the back's doing. So we're going to take our wheel slips, our 4 wheel slips, and we're going to connect those up to this one. So we got 1. Let's go 2 on this one. 3 on this one. Count from the back. 4 on this one. Because when we're looking at the slip, we're going to be in the cab, so I can count from the cab. 1, 2, 3, 4. And the same here. This is going to be 1. This is going to be 2. This is going to be 3. So there we go. We got our wheel slip connectors, or our wheel slip controls hooked up. And that's going to take throttle input from our Steam controller, which we have to build yet. We haven't built that yet, or I haven't built that yet, so that's coming. I don't exactly know how I'm going to build it or what I'm going to do. I think to start off, what I'm going to have is a throttle connected to these, and a throttle connected to this guy here. And I'll adjust the throttles. We'll have the input throttle for the water. We'll have the throttle for the. We'll have a throttle lever for the water. We'll have a throttle lever for the steam out. There, we'll have a throttle for the bypass, or maybe a push button for the bypass. And then we'll have a throttle for these guys. Individual. Well, I don't know if I should do individual throttles for these guys. Because I think 100% on the back wheels is going to be different than 100% on the front wheels. So I don't really know how that's going to work. And then I'm going to need a lever for the brakes. So this is going to be a busy control panel here if I can't figure this out. If I can't figure out how to shrink it down, it's going to be busy. So let's go into our logic here first. Let's do levers. The first 2 levers are going to be simple. One is going to be throttle, one's going to be brake. Those are going to be my first 2 levers, throttle and brake. So I'll put the throttle lever here, and probably the brake lever. Well, I put the brake lever here. Let's go to white. So I might put the brake lever here. So I might go. Full brake is going to be forward, and here full throttle is going to be. Oops. Full throttle is going to be forward. Okay. I don't know how to put a reverse on this as of yet. I actually don't know how to do reverse at all. This is going to be something I'm going to have to look up because I don't know how to do reverse on a steam train. I don't know if there's a reverse button or something I can toggle in the things. I don't know. I really don't. So yeah, I don't know. I got brakes. I got the release. Oh, there's the reverser right there. Train wheel drive, piston. There's a reverser on the piston. Okay. So I can reverse right from that piston. Probably using just a toggle button. By the looks of it. So let's put a toggle button in here. Actually, I'll put it behind. There. Well, this will be reverse. This will be throttle. 0 to 100. because that's what our system takes, 0 to 100. Sweep break. I think break is 0 to 1. Start value of 1. We want full breaks when we sign in, or when we sign in, when we spawn in. So this will be breaks. We'll put the brakes on the front too. We want all the brakes connected. This is so throttle. I got to put throttle to this valve here, which it'll be calculated eventually, but I got to put it there, and then I got to put it here and here. But eventually we'll actually calculate this opening. We'll calculate this opening. We'll calculate the variable valve here to the generator. In fact, I should probably. Where's my steam pressure? Steam boiler fluid volume. Steam boiler temperature. I thought there was a pressure in the steam boiler. You have to read that from your... Damn, you have to read that from outside, don't you? You gotta read that from an outside line. Okay, well, let's put a pressure thing on here. We'll put one actually right here. We'll put a T there, because that'll tell me how much pressure we have on the boiler side. Okay. We got a pressure sensor right there. Okay, and that's our pressure sensor. All right. So that will tell us how much pressure is in the boiler because it's connected directly to the boiler. There's no bypass or anything for that. So that should tell us directly how much pressure there is at the boiler. Now, where am I here? Steam boiler controller. See, I made this a long time ago. This was a microcontroller I made to prevent boilers from exploding, and it might actually work here for another reason. Because what it does is it detects that the boiler pressure, when the boiler pressure reaches a certain amount, it does the bypass. It opens the bypass. I don't want it to do that, but what I do want to do is when the boiler reaches a certain pressure, I want to start this piston up so we generate power. So I'm going to hook that to there, and then we have this emergency pressure valve button here. Oh wait, that's the steam control valve. This is the emergency pressure valve. Yeah, because the emergency pressure valve was a dump. It wasn't a number. So let me take a look at this microcontroller just for a second to see where my outputs are. Okay, let's see. So if the boiler pressure... Okay, where's my output? Connect to emergency pressure valve. Okay, so that's the emergency pressure valve. So if it hits 8 to 100, which, you know, if the pressure gets above 8, it would go to the emergency pressure valve and bypass it. I don't want to do that. In fact, I want to change that probably to a number. I'm just going to kind of make use of this controller for a minute here, and that's going to be okay. Connect to. We're going to call this one connect to steam piston generator. Okay, and we're gonna go with this one is going to be steam bypass controller. Okay. So that's going to be the piston generator, that's going to be the bypass controller. I think I should have actually flipped those around. That's going to be the steam bypass controller. This one's going to be the steam piston. Steam piston generator. Okay, I think that's right. Yeah, down here. Okay. So the steam bypass controller is going to... No, that's not right. I had those right the first time. Steam piston generator. This one's the bypass controller. Steam bypass controller. Okay. Now they're right. Okay. So this one, what this one's going to do is it's going to take the pressure. If it's 2 to 4, it's going to pop it open 25%. Or it's going to start at 25%, I should say, which it shouldn't. It should start at 0. It should not be open at all. When it hits 2 to 4, it's going to open 25%. When the pressure hits 4 to 6, it's going to open to 50%. You know what? Maybe those numbers are going to be too high. Because I don't want to rob all the steam from my other systems. So, and I don't really need this sucker. I don't need this steam piston going all gangster on me and just flip it right out. I just need it to slowly charge. So maybe I'll start it at 10%, go to 20, and then to 30. 20%, and then to 30%. If the pressure is 6 to whatever. Put a whole bunch of zeros. If the pressure is above 6, it'll open 30%, and that'll go to the steam piston generator valve. So the steam bypass valve, that is going to be a totally different monster. That is going to be a totally different monster. We'll need a numerical switch box. There to there. Okay, so we're going to run the bypass if the steam gets up to a certain pressure, because it means the steam's not getting used. If we're not using the steam, there's no point in keeping it in the boiler. So we'll just dump some of it, basically. So let's say if the steam pressure gets, let's say 200 maybe ish, or maybe 100, yeah, 150 maybe. 150 to, you know, IKEA. So it's going to start off at 0. When it's off, the valve's going to be closed. And when it gets triggered, the valve will open to 50%. No, 100%. The valve will open 100%, so it'll open 1. So at a pressure of 150, it'll just go into bypass and start dumping steam until it gets to 150. So it's going to hold pressure at about 150. And that's like, look at this. I could put all this in a very simple Lua script, but I'm gonna see if it works first. If this works, then I'll put everything into the Lua script, the throttle control, all of that stuff. Even reversing, I'll put the reverser into the Lua controller. I'll put everything in it. Everything will be going in it. Because when I reverse, I don't necessarily want to slam it into reverse while I'm going forward. So I will have a contingency so that if I hit reverse while I am going forward, while my forward momentum is moving, like while I'm moving forward, if I hit reverse, it'll activate the brakes instead of, you know, spinning the wheels backwards. It'll activate the brakes until the train stops, then it'll go into reverse. So I'll do all that in a Lua controller. This is just quick and painless for now. And this is how I built microcontrollers before. Before I got into Lua scripting, this is how I built microcontrollers. So this is the steam piston generator, which yes it is, and this is the steam bypass controller. Okay, so those are hooked up. Now this is on throttle, and these are on throttle. So those are hooked up. What am I missing? Anything? I don't think I am. I might have some power to hook up yet, but I don't think I'm missing. I don't think I'm really missing anything other than hooking up some power. So we'll get to that right now. We'll hook up all of our power here. And I mean, even a steam locomotive in Stormworks does require power. You can see right now, you know, throttles require power, gauges require power, buttons require power. How are you going to control your steam? Even the valves require power. So I mean, unless you're gonna have a whole pile of manual valves, which they have manual valves in here. They have manual valves in here, but the manual valves are either open or closed. You can't set them to a percentage. So you'll be like steam valve open, steam valve closed. There's no setting of the throttle. There's no halfway steam valve. You can't adjust your steam valve to 50% or 20% or whatever like you can in a real train. So you're stuck with levers and switches and all that, and for all that you need power. So I don't know why they don't have a little steam-driven generator. Just a little steam-driven generator. A generator that functions off of steam. Because all we have is our all we have are rotary generators right now. We have no steam turbines. There's no turbofan basically, which is what a steam turbine is. It's basically a turbofan. So it's kind of like a jet. So if I come down here to the jet and you see you have your jet compressors, your ducts, and all that stuff. At one point here, there'll be a jet turbine. There it is, jet turbine. So this converts air pressure to revolutions per second. We should have a steam turbine, a small one, not a big one. We currently have a steam turbine, but it's the size of a freaking house, and that's not the only turbines that exist for steam in the real world. In the real world, we have small turbines. There are a lot smaller turbines than this that run on steam. You can actually run one of the turbines on a candle, like a little candle, one of those tea lights, with a cup of water on top of it. Well, not a cup. It's like a special beaker. It's like a specially shaped beaker. But there's a steam turbine that can generate power, very very little power, from that tiny design. So we don't necessarily need something the size of a house to generate power from steam. So I really hope the Stormworks guys are gonna give us one of those little steam turbines. All it basically is the steam comes through the pipe, and the steam turbine is built onto the pipe, and it's got fan blades like an air duct. There's fan blades, so the steam comes through, the steam pushes through, spins the fan, and then the fan's connected up to a gearbox that generates power. And it's a very small amount of power, but it's power. It's kind of like a steam alternator, kind of. Ah. Anyway, I think we're ready to try this thing out. I don't know. I think we are. I need one little thing over here, and that's the firebox starter. So I'll put in a toggle button. Do I need a toggle button or a press button? I think it's just a press button. Or a push button, I should say. I think it's just a push button. I think once it's going, it stays going. But I think it needs like a push to start. And of course that needs power. So like I said, you can't even have a coal train without power, because you need a button to fire up the coal. Yep. So there you go. Let's go back to logic. I need to hook this up. So there's our ignition. Activate to consume a coal and ignite the firebox. To consume a coal and ignite the firebox. Does that sound like I have to keep it going? I don't know. I don't know. So we have coal level and coolant. We should have those on displays. Um, Actually, you know what? Let's do this the right way. Let's do this the right way. Let's not be lazy about this. Okay. All right. Instrument panel 1. We're going to go. Um, what are we going to call that? Actually, let's skip one. Let's skip one. Let's go to 2. Instrument panel 2. Instrument panel 1, we're going to have none. We'll leave that blank. Instrument panel 2 is going to be a dial. And it's going to be 0 to, I think, I don't know what the temperature gets up to. Let's go 250. This is going to be the firebox temperature. Okay, and we're going to do that on channel 1. All right, instrument 3 is going to be a toggle button. That's going to be a button. That's going to be a toggle button. That's going to be our igniter, firebox igniter. Okay. Actually, no. No. I want to dial gauge there. That's going to be our coal level. Whoops. And I think, I forget how much coal it can handle, 35 or something like that. I think it's 35 that can be stored in there. And then, okay, number 4 is going to be our igniter. That's going to be a button. So that's going to be a toggle button. Where's our toggle button? Toggle, 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 toggle. Oh, just a button. Toggle. That's going to be our igniter. Okay. So now I have 2 dials, which means I need two composite ins, and I need 1 button out. So I need 2 composite number ins. There it is. I love when I pre-make microcontrollers. I love it. So we got two composite ins, which we'll just slap above the box here. We'll put it right there. I'm going to color them red. I'm going to color it red because it's associated with the firebox. Okay, so there's the 2 composite ends, and I need a button out, which is composite to trigger. There it is. I love when I pre-make these little controllers. They are so useful. Okay, so that's our toggle button there that goes to the firebox. And we have our 2 readings here, input number 1 and input number 2. So do you remember which is which? Because I sure as hell don't. I don't even think I set them. So 1 is blank, 2 is the firebox temperature, and it's on channel 1. 3 is the coal level, that should be on channel 2. And then instrument 4 should be our channel out. That should be on channel 1. Channel out igniter. So we got channel in, 2 channel ins, and a channel out. So our igniter is channel 1. Firebox is channel 2. Coal is channel 3. Okay, firebox channel 2. Coal channel 3. So firebox level. Firebox temperature, channel 1. Coal level, channel... Wait, did I say 3 or 2? I thought I said 3. Did I say 3? Did I accidentally have that set at 3 or something? No, coal level 2. 1 and 2. Okay, so I did that right. And then the instrument panel, yeah, okay. So now I gotta just hook up the composites. So composite out, composite in. There we go. That's all. The dials are all hooked up now. Alright. So let's go to our... we have nothing on backlight, so let's do a sloppy always on for now. Actually, you know what? Let's do a daytime timer. I like my little clock that I designed this before too. It's a little clock. Like when you when you plug something in and you want it to come on at a certain time or go off at a certain time, so you buy one of those little things that plugs into the wall, and then you plug your thing into it. Yeah, that's basically what this is. You can set the on and off time. I'm gonna color it some kind of color that's gonna. There we go, and we'll get a clock in here. The clock we're actually gonna put in the cab because trains function on time. So we will put our clock where our conductor is going to be able to easily see it. Which is going to be right here. I shouldn't say conductor, I should say engineer. Because I think the driver is an engineer, isn't they? Are they not? Are they a conductor? I think a conductor conducts the trains. I think an engineer drives the trains. I could be wrong. I could be wrong. I could be way wrong on that. I am not an expert on trains. So please don't kill me if that's completely invalid and wrong. Alright, so we'll hook up our indicators there and there to our timer. We'll set our timer to come on at, say, 17, which is 5 o'clock, and we'll have it go off at 7 a.m. I'm pretty sure that's morning and night in Stormworks. That's when the sun comes up and goes down and whatnot. Okay. Now, over here on this side, we're going to need a couple of gauges. I need a couple of dial indicators over here, too. Because we're going to have to keep an eye on some pressure settings and whatnot. So we're going to have our boiler temperature, our boiler pressure, our firebox temperature, and our wheel compensation. I think we're going to need four gauges. I think we're going to need 4 gauges. So we're going to have our we'll put our wheel slip compensation over here. Actually, we're going to have 2 wheel slip compensations. Shit. We'll have 2 wheel slip compensations. Dang. Okay. Unless I use an averager, and just for now I just say average it out. I'll use a 2-digit averager, and for now I'll just average it out. So we'll get the average of the wheel slip instead of getting the whole wheel slip. So this first one here is going to be wheel slip. We'll just call it wheel slip. No, you know what? Let's call it throttle compensation. Okay, and that's going to be 0 to 1. Okay. Now, we're going to read from our boxes here the compensation level. So compensation level for here, going to come in. Compensation from here, going to come in there. Okay, that's all hooked up. So I can read my forward compensation levels now. Now, the next one, I'm going to do these in order. So I'll have firebox temperature. The firebox temperature there, because I have the firebox temperature, the boiler temperature, and the steam. Right? Or should I have the? I think I can read the coolant. I think I can read the temperature of the. I think I read the temperature out of here. Yeah, condenser. I can read the condenser temperature. Maybe that would be a better one to have. So boiler temperature, steam pressure, and then condenser temperature would probably be a good set of numbers to have. So okay, so let's go boiler temperature here. Okay, we'll go 0 to, let's say, I don't know, 300 maybe. If it goes above 300, we're in trouble. Over here we'll have boiler pressure. Okay, or steam pressure maybe. Steam pressure. We'll go 0 to, I don't know, 200 maybe. I don't know. Over here we'll have, what's this thing called? Condenser. So condenser temperature. Whoops. URE. Okay. We'll put that 0 to, let's also go to 200. What did I put over here? 300. Boiler temperature 300. Steam pressure 200. Condenser temperature 200. Just to, yeah. Just so I have the just so the number fits on the gauge. I can play with it later. Okay, so condenser temperature. We'll grab that. I should average that too, probably. That would probably be the smart idea to do. Just average between the two condensers because I got two of them. So we'll grab another 2-digit averager. We'll just plant it on top of the condenser here. At the back. Good enough. We'll logic the shit out of that. Temperature. Temperature. So we'll average those and send that back as the gauge reading. All right, so boiler steam pressure. We're going to grab from the steam pressure reading there, and the boiler temperature we're going to read from the boiler directly. There. Okay. So we have our gauges now, and those need to be connected to our night lights, our nighty night lights. Okay. Good. Yeah. I think we're good here. I do have to do a couple more things because we do have pumps that aren't running yet. So we got to take care of that. And those pumps are, I think those are we have pumps that are, okay, like this pump here, not connected, not connected, not connected. So we need to get these pumps online. And same here, not connected. So I think what I'll do is maybe have a key. Maybe I'll put a key. We'll just put it over here, or maybe back here. We put it against this wall over here. And this key will be basically the pump startup. Activate all those pumps and stuff. Boiler pumps and shit. I want to hold it for 0.5. We'll just call it boiler pumps and shit. So now we got to find all our pumps. So there's the pumps there. There's pumps there. 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 We're probably going to need pumps on the steam lines. I have not installed any, as you probably know already. I have not installed any pumps on the steam lines, but I do believe we're going to need them. So I will probably have to squeeze a pump in here somehow. Maybe right before this T, I'll squeeze a pump in here. And I'm going to also probably need a pump over here. Actually, maybe one pump here would do if I make it a big enough pump. It might do if I put one pump there. And then I'll need a pump pumping it back too, because the steam's got to be pumped back. I think. I'm not putting those in right now because I want to see how she functions as it is, without any pump assistance. So that's it. Look at how complicated this friggin' thing is so far. That's insane. But I think I built a beast here. At least I hope I built a beast here. If I didn't build a beast here, I'm wasting my time. But I can hop on the Stormworks for Discord and go, what did I fuck up, guys? Oh, I don't have the reverser hooked up yet. I need to hook up the reverser. Okay, I almost made a mistake there. Almost made a big mistake there. Reverse. Okay. So I got the reverser hooked up, and did I hook up power to these consoles yet? I don't think I did. I did not. Okay, did not hook up power to the timer. I did not hook up power to the... that? Jesus. I gotta hook up power to these guys. We'll just run that to there to complete a loop there. We'll run this over here to complete a loop there. And... is that it? Are we good? Do we have everything hooked up? It looks like we have everything hooked up now. Is everything hooked up? Everything's hooked up here. We got power to everything there, power to everything here, power to everything here, power, 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 power. Okay. Oh, our on switch needs power. And you know what? I'm going to make that part of the loop. There we go. So our on switch has power. That has power. That has power. I'm going to close the loop this way. Oops. So that has power. Redundancy, you know? Okay, so everything has power. Everything's hooked up. Everything's good to go. Oh, this little generator should also be firing back to this battery back here, because like I said, redundancy. If that battery gets taken out, I still want to be able to charge everything else. So, there. Okay. Hopefully this is going to go well. Oh, and I probably should have a dial. Even as temporary, it'll be a temporary dial, but I should put it up here because I need to see the generators, the generator output. I need to see the generator output. I don't think it's going to go above 100, but let's go nuts anyways, and just 300, just to make sure that we can grab the number and properly plot it. So the generator output to there, okay, and the backlight to there. I don't think they bitch anymore if you don't have the backlight hooked up. They used to, but I think the Stormworks guys fixed that or took it out or something. I think they did away with that feature. That was annoying as hell because it was like, what's wrong with my indicator? Why is it telling me there's something wrong? And it was just because you didn't have a backlight hooked up. Like, backlights are not always necessary. But thank you. Okay, so that's hooked up. Everything's hooked up now. Let's see how this thing runs. Oh boy. This is the first running of the whatever. I don't even know what I'm going to call this thing yet. My nuclear train I called the Eclipse. I don't know what I'm going to call this guy. Alright. That works beautifully. And the pumps. That works awesome. Okay, so we have our number here. Shit, which I just screwed up. I just screwed it up. Hold on. Spawn. I don't want to start the pumps up until I know what that number is. Because I'll be pumping in air. So 350. Oh, it's going down. Oh, it's going down. Where are you going down? You shouldn't have anywhere to flow. Although maybe there's some pipes that it can flow down right now. So 3450. I turn the pumps on. Or if I turn these pumps on, we're at 3497. It's slowly draining somewhere. I don't know where it's slowly draining. Okay, so I gotta say 3450 is our number there. I'm gonna say 3450. When we're full. When we're full, our dial here should read 3450. Okay, so we got that number. We have a few other numbers to get before I completely forget about grabbing the numbers. So now this display should read proper. Okay, we'll head back up into here. I love that. Okay, so we have our gauges here. Okay, so we have our temperature, which is our coal's currently 0. Okay, so that's fine. Firebox value. Okay, it's showing the temperature. Okay, now I can go like this to load the coal. We see our number going up. I don't know what the maximum is. Yep. I gotta Ah! Gotta go this way to that way. Wait, that's it? I can only put 10 in there? Are you serious right now? 10's the maximum number. Oh, that's pathetic. Okay, well, 10's in there. Alright, firebox. That's our temperature. That's our coal level. Okay, and up here we have our generator output. We have our boiler temperature, steam pressure, condenser temperature, and our throttle compensation. We have our reverser. We have our throttle, which is set to 0. Okay, we have our brake, which is full. Let's fire up our pumps and get our igniter started. Does that have to stay on? I don't think that has to stay on. Oh, it's down to 8 already. Look at that. It burned 2. It burned 2 right off the bat, for crying out loud. Does this have to stay on? I don't know if this has to stay on or not. Holy frig. I'm gonna have to put coal storage in, I think. I might have to put a coal thing up here, because that's... Jesus. Okay, so the temperature of the coal box is climbing. Okay. How's our boiler doing? Oh, our boiler temperature's skyrocketing already. Okay, look at that. Our boiler's at 90. Okay, we hit 100. We should be starting to build pressure. We are, okay. 20. We're up. Now our generator isn't doing anything. Our generator should be generating power right now, and it is doing nothing. So, what is wrong with our generator? Oh, we're full. What is wrong with our generator? Generator output is 0. Can I... I can. Okay, so what is wrong with our generator? It is not moving at all. Is this... I can't see if that's open or not. And I can't stand in here. Like, I can't spawn myself in here, I don't think. Because there's nowhere to stand. If I press home right now, I'm gonna get squished. Oh, well, you know, it found me a spot to stand. Okay. So our flow rate is... Oh, wait a minute. I sunk myself down to the floor. Okay, so our flow rate is 0. Our valve control is 30, so it is open. The valve is open. What's going on here? Flow rate of 0. Valve is open. Flow rate is 0. Fluid pressure. We have 36. We have 36 pounds of steam pressure, but nothing's coming out here. Why? Why is nothing coming out here? I got to figure out how those pistons work, apparently, because I don't know how they work. So let's get back into our cab. So our generator doesn't work. I'll have to figure out why. Maybe look up a few videos or something and see if I can figure out why. We're down to 5 coal. Holy crap, we got to keep this sucker going. This is nuts. Okay, we're back to 10. Okay, so I have steam pressure. I have boiler's up. Steam pressure's good. So let's throttle up a little bit here. A little bit. Turn our brakes off and see. Whoa. Whoa. Wow. Okay. My steam pressure's gone down to nothing because I think I used up all my steam. I'm pretty sure I used up all my steam. So I got to figure out how to... Oh, my throttle is 0 to 100. So that was full tilt, wide open. Okay, let's let's try something else here. Where the hell am I? Up here. Okay, let's take this back. Uh, okay. So my throttle has to be compensated. My throttle out of these guys has to be 0 to 1. So I have to take my script, and before I go out with my what is going on here? That's not right. There should be another C there. New throttle setting. Yep. CT. That's the new throttle setting. That's that. And that's that. Wait a minute. CC equals 1 minus C. Oh, that's the clutch. So last throttle equals throttle. And then I need to send out. Shit. I need another variable. I need new throttle. or what's the corrected, calculated new throttle? Something. I don't know. I don't know. I just need a calculation here. Variable to convert throttle percent to 0 to 1. We'll just copy that CNT down to here. Then we'll go CNT equals CT divided by 100. So it'll output a 0 to 1. And then we'll output that CNT. Like that. Right? Right. Okay. I'm not going to save this because I don't want to overwrite my current program. So I'm going to copy this. Okay, and then I just have to remember to make the CNT on the other one. Okay, so we'll check mark out of that. We will update this controller. We will go to the other controller, hop in it, jump in the Lua, replace these with that, and then up here we need CNT equals 0. Variable to convert throttle percentage to 0 to 1. Okay, because the throttle percentage is going to come out at 1,000 or at 100. So if I put a throttle to 100, it's going to come out at 100. So I need to convert that down. And the clutch compensation I can actually easily change here. Clutch compensation. Okay, let's cut that because I'm just editing for this train. So CC is going to be equal to 1 minus the CNT. So that's going to be the compensation for the actual throttle instead of the clutch. So we'll save that. Actually, you know what? I'm just going to grab this whole damn script. Grab the whole script. Copy, paste. Okay. Good. Wait, is it good? Let's check if it's good. No errors. Okay. Update. Yes. Go to the other one. In here. Go to script. Edit. Grab the whole thing. Paste. Yep, okay. Check. Update. Yes. Okay, so those are updated now, so they're 0 to 1s. Alright. Now, I lost steam ridiculously fast there. So I have to figure out how to throttle my steam. So I get more. I need to get um, more water out. I need to wait. Come on, English. When I pump steam in, or when I pump water in, I lose heat. So I need to keep the heat up. In order to do that, I have to make sure that I'm pumping in a very little amount of water, not a ridiculously high amount of water. So what I need to do probably is I need to divide my input to my output. So if my output's full, my input maybe 25%. So I'm just sprinkling in water. So I'm not cooling down the boiler as fast as I would be if I was just flushing water in there full tilt. So that might be an option, but we'll see. I had a lot of steam, and that steam got me moving. But I also, you know, went way too hard right off the bat. I went way too hard. I didn't see or I didn't check where my levels were at, basically. So let's put some coal in, and I'm gonna have to do something about this too, because I can't do this. This is not a thing. This is stupid. So I will have to figure this out. I gotta turn that to a push button instead of a hold button. So our firebox temperature climbs. It's pretty red. I like the light off of it. That's pretty cool. I mean, I could reposition the firebox too. I could turn the firebox so it's sideways like this, and then have these guys coming over top. I really could do that. I kind of wanted the firebox towards the boiler, but that's not necessary. I could have the firebox right here, and just have the have basically a wall right here, and have the what do you call it, the hoppers coming in from behind. So that way I would load all the coal here, and it would have all the coal in here to feed itself. I wouldn't have to, manually feed 10 at a time, because this is ridiculous. You can only put 10 in the firebox. All right, let's get our pumps going. Watch our boiler temperature coming up. Then we're gonna get steam. I'm just gonna crack this. I'm gonna crack it very, very tiny amount. We're gonna kill our brakes. Okay, and we'll see what happens. Okay, we're starting to move. Starting to move. Our steam pressure's still going up, and we're starting to move. Okay. It's kind of having a little bit of a hard time maintaining that temperature, though, or that pressure. Keep our coal in there. See, this is what I'm going to have to keep an eye on. If it's going to have to compensate, the throttle's going to have to compensate for the steam pressure. When steam pressure starts dropping, um, that's when we're gonna have to compensate. So I got to keep the boiler temperature above 100, and I got to keep the steam pressure up as well. I can't lose all my steam. Why is my throttle compensating to 0.91? That's way high. Oh wait, that's reversed. That's not what my throttle actually is. My throttle is actually like 0.2. Oh yeah. That makes sense. Or not 0.2, 0.1. Yeah, okay. That makes sense. This is the opposite of what my throttle is set to. So we're gaining steam. Actually, I shouldn't say we're gaining steam. We're losing steam. Why are we losing so much steam? That boiler's hot. Do we not have water? Is that what's going on? Am I not flushing enough water in there? Our boiler temperature's still up. Our pressure's going down though. Why is our pressure dropping so bad? I don't know why we're losing so much pressure. I mean, we're doing a good clip here. We're doing. I forgot to put a speed thing on here, but we're doing a fairly good clip for a steam engine, I think. But we're about to lose all of our steam pressure. It's going away. We're not building more steam. And our boiler's at 180, but we're just not getting. I don't know if we're not getting the water or if we're not. What I don't know what's going on here. It's like we're not getting water. Steam pressure's just dropping. Boiler temperature's way up. Steam pressure's just dying. I'm gonna go to full tilt and see what happens. Nothing. Which I don't understand. I don't understand what's going on here. Because that should be full. That should be wide open on the fluid valve at the back. That should be wide open, so it should be pumping in as much water as it can. I'm gonna slam on the brakes here for a minute. That should be pumping in as much water as it can. Um, what is going on? Let's take a look. So here's our valve back here. Condenser temperature. Oh, because it still thinks I'm standing back there. Okay, press hold. It's flow rate of 0. Fluid in 0. I have fluid in the tanks. Why is it not coming through? Flow rate. Look at the flow rate's way the fuck down. What is going on here? I got gas going out. I have gas flowing out of here. Why is there gas coming out of here? It's like all I have in my line is air. Like, look at oxygen. There's oxygen in these tanks. Oxygen, nitrogen in these tanks. I got air in these tanks. And I have 37 pounds of pressure. What is going on in here? Let's home. We'll go further down. Somewhere around here, maybe. Well, yep, we squeezed in here. Okay, so this valve here should be open. Yeah, it's wide open. Valve control. Oh, the valve control is 100. Okay, so anyway, it's wide open. This guy here is not open at all because he shut down. He shuts down when we ran out of pressure. This guy here he shut down. Wait, atmosphere. Yeah, I guess he shut down. What is going on here? My boiler temperature's coming down now because the fire ran out. Steam condenser. it's got coolant moving through it. So the coolant's moving through it. It has very, very little steam moving through it. What is going on here? Look at the oxygen levels. 12 liters of oxygen. 46 liters of nitrogen. Fresh water 157. Like, what is with all the air in these tanks? It's got a whole pile of water. The water's full. You look at the tank content, 157. Look at the fresh water, 157. But there's so much air in these. Nitrogen, oxygen. I should not have any air in the system at all. It should be getting pumped out. I don't understand this. There should be no air in the system at all. Because that's a gas relief, that's a liquid relief. I have no flow back here. There's nothing flowing out of here. I have atmosphere flowing through here. Why do I have atmosphere flowing through there? Where is it picking up the air from? And why isn't it exhausting it? Because if anything, this pump, when it pumps, it should be pressurizing the air out of this damn thing. So I don't know why I've got air inside my system. Although this is a solid... No, this isn't a... Is this a solid object? No, I have holes. I have holes in this thing. There's one right here. Air should be able to get out of there. So this is not a solid pressurized cell. Yeah, I got 1 atmosphere, see? 1 atmosphere. Which is fine. I should have 1 atmosphere. But I shouldn't have pressure. See, I have no atmosphere here, which is good. And I have no atmosphere here, which is good. But in my tanks, I have atmosphere. I have oxygen, nitrogen. Look at that. That makes no sense. That makes absolutely no sense to me. Those tanks should be water. I mean, the pipes, I don't think the pipes spawn in with air in them, do they? Maybe they do. I don't know. I almost think I should have some kind of water cycling system to cycle the water, like from one side to the other. I don't exactly know how I do that, because this end, it doesn't go in a loop around. This end is actually, it comes out and goes that way, so there's no loop here. I could make it a loop, I guess. I could very easily make it a loop. All I'd have to do is rotate that, and it would become a loop. Instead of being coming up both, or instead of being tanks on both sides feeding to the boiler at the back, it would turn it into a loop, so it could go around and around and around, and so all of these could pump out all the air. I mean, that would be something. I could do that. Because then I would just flip this. I'd move that to there. So air coming out of here would go up here. Air coming out of here would get stopped here and go out here. And then I could have this, it just cycle the system around and around and around and around, expelling the air as it goes. I mean, that could be a fix. Let's take a look at that. Let's see what is going to be involved here. Let's see what's going to be involved here, and very quickly trying that. Because I think that's my problem. I think I'm getting air in the boiler, and I shouldn't be. There should be no air getting into that boiler. So let's take this out, and we'll swap it over to there. So I need a straight pipe here, and I need a fluid valve there. Where's my fluid valve? Fluid. Let's look for valve. Valve. Uh, liquid valve. Okay, so that's going to be there. That's going to be there. So what's going to happen is any air coming from this side is going to go up, and it's going to out. Any air coming from this is going to go up. It's going to go out. And that's the way life is going to be. And over here, we're going to flip this. So water goes that way. Okay. And I'm going to. Okay, I'm gonna change this here too. So yeah, so this comes this way. We're gonna have a T there. Need a T here. Now we're gonna put our pump here, and we'll flow it back. Like that. So now we're not only pumping from the condenser, we're pumping from the tanks. We're pumping it around, pumping it around, pumping it around. Okay, so that's gonna cycle. That's gonna cycle it on this end. That'll cycle the water on this end. I'm gonna need a cycle on the other side too. Okay, so come on, brain, do the brain thing. I have a cycle on this side. Oh, I need to hook that pump up to our pumps and shit button or toggle. Or pumps and shit toggle. Have to hook that up to there. Were there any other pumps I missed? Is that why it's not flowing? Is there a pump I missed somewhere? So it's not pumping? No, I got those hooked up. Is there not a pump in? I thought there was a pump into the boiler too. I guess there's not. Huh. Okay. Well, that's fine. Okay, so on this side, this is actually going to shrink this down a little bit here, because all I'm going to need on this side, I don't actually need the air relief, because it's not going in anywhere over here. So all I need on this side, we'll put our air, we'll hook our air relief thingy back up over here. So that side has it. Over here, all I need is straight through. I don't even need a fluid filter here. All I need is a straight through filter. Actually, you know what I'm gonna put? No, I'm not gonna put a pump here, because if I put a pump here, then I'm screwed. Water won't flow into the boiler. So how about I just put a one-way here, so water can't come back this way. Okay, so back here, water's gonna flow around and around and around that way. And if I was smart, I would take this tank out, this one tank, which is going to change my numbers. It's going to change my fluid number. Kind of sucks, but whatever. And I'll put it in here. I'll put a pump in this way. So now I'm pumping into the boiler, as well as pumping the fluid around. I'm also pumping the fluid into the boiler. So yeah. You know what? Let's get rid of this. Let's put a valve in there. Let's put a fluid valve in here. Wait, yeah, that's right. So let's put a fluid valve in there. Let's set that to 50%. Let's set that valve to 50%. The variable fluid valve controls flow from one side of the valve to the other. Yeah, I like how these valves don't tell you what numbers you need to use. Like, why don't you say what number you need to use? Like, you just put it in the tooltip. Require, like, the input should be 0 to 1 or 0 to 100, or you know, give the damn number instead of just saying, oh, it lets fluid flow. Because if I put 0.5 and it's 1 to 100, what the hell good use is that? You know, if I put 50 and the actual range is 0 to 1, that's going to be full open all the time. So without knowing how much this valve opens, it's kind of like you're a guessing game. So it's yeah, it's an absolute guessing game. Um, so I don't know. I don't know. I have no idea what position I should set it at. I have no idea what the position should be set at. But I'm pretty sure it's 0 to 1, but I don't know. I don't know. So I guess my only option here would be to maybe set it at 0.5 and hope for the best. So it'll be half open, which means the pump is going to put most of the pressure on this valve when it fully opens. So you'll get more flow into the boiler than you will around the loop. Now I need to put this. I need to hook this up to my system, and I need to put power to it. So we'll bring power to it, and then double connect it. So we got a loop. And I think that'll do. Maybe. Uh, I think that'll do. Um, so that pump is still hooked up. Well, wait. This pump, did I flip this pump? That pump's going that way. That pump's going. Okay. So that pump's pumping the right direction. That pump's pumping the right direction. Those are coolant pumps, though, I think. So this pump is pumping the right direction. Okay. And we have it hooked up. Yes, we do. Okay. So we have our cycle of water going around now. So it should constantly flow around, and it should be expelling any air in the system. Should be expelling air. I don't. Oh, you some bitch. You're not even hooked up. Ah! That is not even hooked up. Is the out valve hooked up? Yes. The out valve is hooked up. The in valve's not hooked up. No wonder I ran out of frickin' water. I didn't have it hooked up. Oh my god. Well, there's the problem. I was using up steam, and I wasn't putting it back. Well, I wasn't actually putting water in the damn system. For fuck's sakes. Ay, 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 ay. Okay. So before I have a complete hernia over here, let's let's give it one more run, and then I gotta go because the little lady's ready to play some video games. So we'll give this one more quick go here, and then I gotta go. We have houses to repair. Oh, and I forgot to flip that switch again. I forgot to change that switch again to a push button. Okay, so the temperature of our firebox is climbing. Climbing, climbing, climbing. I am also going to. I'm definitely going to move this fuel box or this firebox because I cannot constantly keep coming down and putting 10 coal in this thing. It goes through coal so fast. I can't just keep doing that. And I'm gonna have to look for. I'm gonna have to look for some thoughts on this because I don't know if there's a way to regulate the temperature or regulate how much you know how much coal you put in here, or whether it's just gonna completely burn everything you throw in there as fast as it possibly can. So I don't know if there's a way to regulate the coal to make it so once you're up to temperature, you burn less coal, kind of thing. I'm kind of wondering if maybe once like I'm at temperature 230 right now, so I don't necessarily need to keep coal in there. I could let the firebox shut off, and I can let that temperature come down, and then when it reaches a certain level, put a coal in. Um, but I don't know if you can manually control that. I don't think you can. I don't think there's any way to manually control that because you're going to have your unless you use. Well, now there's a thought. You could use a hopper. I could have a hopper catching coal from uh, a dropper. Whoops, wrong way. I could have a hopper that catches coal from a dropper, um, and that coal goes into the firebox. I could have a hopper on top of the firebox, and I could have a dropper facing that. Whatever way I face it, I could have the hopper facing this way and a dropper facing that way. But I could basically have the dropper shoot a coal into the firebox at a specific, like once it reaches max temperature, keep an eye on that, and when the temperature drops to a certain level, throw a coal in and ignite it. I think that would make our firebox a hell of a lot more efficient than what we got going on right now, which is ridiculous. So our boiler temperature's still climbing. It's taking its sweet ass time. And I think that's because it finally has water. Well, no, because I haven't opened the valve yet. It's just taking its sweet ass time. I think normally our boiler would be up by now, wouldn't it? That valve shouldn't be open yet. The cold water valve. That should not be open yet. That temperature's rising so slow, it's almost like... And our condenser temperature's going up. Why is our condenser temperature going up? We're completely shut down here. Throttle compensation value is 1. Wait a minute. Oh yeah, because we haven't applied anything. This is reverse. So this is actually, when this is 0, we're at full throttle. Okay, so look at how slowly that's climbing. Oh shit, my pumps aren't on. God damn it. I'm not actually pumping the hot water into the friggin' boiler because the pumps were off. I had the boiler heating up, but I didn't, or I had the firebox heating up, but I wasn't putting that to the boiler. Okay, so now we should be getting steam. There we go. We got some steam coming up now. We'll wait for it. We'll keep an eye on our boiler here while we up our throttle a little bit. Okay, our pressure went down a little bit. No, it's coming up. Okay. Okay, let's let off the brakes. We should start getting some speed here. Our steam pressure's still going up. Good, 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 good. We're not generating power yet, though, because I haven't figured that out yet. But we are moving, and our pressure is coming up. Okay. Let's give her a little more juice here and see what happens. Our pressure is just starting to drop a tiny bit now. Oh, no, 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 it's stabilized. Okay. It's stabilizing. 59. We're at 59. If I open it up a little more, what happens? 58. Okay, now we're losing. We're losing a little bit. We're not losing too much though. We're still staying pretty stable. And I got my brakes completely off. Okay, up a little more. 57. We're still staying in the 50s. Oh, now we're 40s, 30s. That's too far. Okay, I got you. I got you. I got you. We went too far with the throttle. We are barely. Why are we barely moving? We got a lot of steam pressure. We're at 29 throttle. Why are we barely moving? Throttle compensation is 65. Which, yeah, that's good. Why are we barely moving? We got tons of steam pressure. What the heck's going on? For some reason we have stopped. We're not hitting anything. Our temperature's still up. Our firebox is still going. I mean, we're down to our last coal, but we're still going here. According to this, we still have pressure. We have quite a bit of pressure, but we're not using the pressure. If I go to full throttle, see, our pressure's not going down. And it's not compensating at all. So, what is going on with our steam? What is going on with our steam? And our condenser's not over hot. It's not, so the steam should be condensing. So what is going on? Why aren't we moving? Why aren't we moving? What is going on in this little room? What is going on in this little room? Let's see here. What is going on here? Valve control is 100. We're open all the way. Flow rate is sadly low. What is going on? This valve here, flow rate is 0. Valve control is 0. So it's not bypassing. We're not getting a bypass. We have pressure here. This valve is just... It's wide open. This valve's wide open and nothing's coming out of it. Why? What is going on? Let's head to the front. Okay, buddy, what's going on in here? This valve is... Oh, this valve's at 0.1. This valve's at 1. This valve's at 1. I think I might have screwed up having those set. I think I screwed up having those set at 1 instead of 100. I'm pretty sure that's what the problem is. And then I'll have to figure out why the piston isn't working. So that'll be up and coming too. But anyways, I think I need to go watch a video or two on steam engines in Stormworks, because there's something I'm missing here. There's some kind of messing around you have to do with the boiler pressure. Maybe I don't have enough boilers for the wheels I got. I don't know. I might have to just drive the back wheels and leave the front wheels free flying. I don't know. But there's definitely something going on with my system here, and it's choking, and I'm not sure why it's choking. So that's what we're gonna mess around with next time. That's what we'll mess around with next time. So over here, I'm just gonna reverse this. CC where are we? CNT. I'm just going to change it to CNT equals CT, and then 100. Update that. Okay, and I'll do the same for the other one, and that'll change those back to being 0 to 100%, which I believe is what you need for those valves. I don't know. I mean, I have a valve over there at 0.5. I have another valve at 100. I don't know. I don't know what it needs. I really, I don't know. So, yeah, I really don't know. I really don't know. And this should also be just CNT. It should just send out the actual throttle number so I can see what the actual throttle is. Because I want to see what the throttle is. I don't want to see what the compensation is. I want to see what the throttle is. When it was the clutch, I needed to flip it. It's the throttle. I don't want it flipped. I want to actually see what the throttle's set at. So I will we'll just send that out so I can see what the throttle's at. Okay. Update. Yes. And that's it. Okay. So I will come back to this in the next episode because we're at 2 hours now, and I kind of want to take a breather. Like I said, me and the little lady are gonna do some house flipping, some video game house flipping. But yeah, I'll definitely be back at this probably tomorrow, maybe, maybe later tonight. I don't know. It depends on how late I'm up and if I have an insomnia night, or because I end up working tomorrow. But you know, insomnia knows no schedule. So that's gonna be it for this episode. Thanks everybody for watching. This is Jody, and I'm signing off and getting out of here. See you next time. Bye bye.